Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
Yeah.
witches and warlocks, cats and rabbits. I was
Right.
doing kung fu the other day, and I was moving around, and my sifu said to me, "Cameron, you need to move like a cat, not a rabbit."
Thank you. Thank you, a wise master. I wouldn't know what the difference is, but that's fine.
Smooth and gliding like a cat, not bouncing around like a rabbit. It's like, thank you, sifu.
Look, I'll do it my way, and you do it your way. All right? No, don't say that to him.
It's like, well, I'm improving because like a year ago, it was like, Cameron, move your feet more, move. So now I'm moving.
Like a
Just
rabbit.
apparently moving like a rabbit, not a
So it's a
cat.
hierarchy of animals. I get it.
Yeah.
One day you'll be a crane. No, I get it. Good for you.
This is the Renaissance, and some people may be pleased to know we're taking a break from the Michelangelo series.
I know one person.
Yeah. One person emailed me and said, enough with the Michelangelo. And I was like, yeah, fuck Michelangelo. What did he ever do?
Well, if you think about it, since we only have 7 listeners, that's a huge percentage of our listener base.
Yeah.
So we aim to please. We want everybody happy.
And I think it was a good point to take a break from Michelangelo because he does live a long time, and it is a long story. And he's
done the big things, right?
he hasn't done the Sistine Chapel yet. So
right, I'm as far as the Carvey.
Well, in terms of the Carvey, Dana Carvey, he's church ladied his way all the way up to going back to Rome.
Right. Yes.
So we will come back to Mickey the Angel, but now we're going to talk about witches, bitches.
Detour.
That's the name of this episode. Although, spoiler alert,
right?
Probably not going to talk about any witches for a couple of episodes. But
not a lot like your style of fighting. You have to work you don't just go full witch. You got to work your way up. There's things before witches, just like there's things before you know what I'm saying. Got to earn it.
So I think I've mentioned this on shows, but 6 months ago I started reading a book on witches, the history of witches,
witchology.
Yeah, and it's this. It plays a role in the Renaissance for a variety of reasons, but it turns out there's this whole other backstory to witch trials and burning at the stakes and sorcery and all of this kind of good Middle Ages, medieval stuff. And I've been reading this book called Ecstasies by a German scholar, Carlo Ginzburg. And the interesting thing is it's not just about witches in the Renaissance. It sort of leads into modern day conspiracy theories because this is kind of the archaeology of conspiracy theories. Oh, there's a group of people that are out to get us. Like, particularly conspiracy theories about minorities that are secretly trying to overthrow the good Christians. Which you can draw a direct line between what we're going to talk about in these next couple of episodes and fascism in Nazi Germany or in Italy to a lesser extent, but the same sort of thing, through to current day Trumpvania, Trumpland.
Mania? Trumpland. There we go.
Trump. Yeah.
Derangement.
The land of the man with a plan. He knows what the plan is. He can't explain it. No one. It seems to jump all over the place, but I'm sure in his head,
it makes perfect
sense.
Yeah.
So in 1321, Ray, with Michelangelo, we were like the early 1500s. We've got to go back a little bit now to the dawn of the Renaissance.
Right.
Back when we were talking about your fathers of the Renaissance. You know, your
what's his name?
Patriarch? Petrarch. We got there in the end.
How many hosts does it take to remember the name Petrarch? Apparently at least one.
7 years ago when we 10 years ago when we started this series, whatever it was, I don't know.
Right.
We're talking about the 1300s.
Yeah.
According to in 1321, according to the Chronicle of the Monastery of Saint Stephen of Condom.
Right. Right. Don't look that up because you know what? You're on your own. I looked up St. Stephen of Condom and I got some interesting pictures. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's a whole.
It's a, it's a
It's a whole.
range.
You know,
Some have knobs.
is
No,
it
no, no. You were talking.
is it Rule 86 that says if it exists, there's porn made of it? Saint Stephen of Condom is a very distinct niche
Look,
of
look.
Catholic porn.
Yeah. I don't want to ruin anything for you, but if you're into those weird haircuts, robes, and ribbed condoms, have I got the websites for you? But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, if you ever wondered why a pope wears that funny hat, it's got to do with the
You'll
monastery.
learn. You'll
According to the
right.
Chronicle of the Monastery of Saint Stephen of Condom, a great deal of snow fell in the month of February. Now,
Yes.
the Monastery of Condom is a real place. The word condom comes from the
Hmm.
Gaulish words condate and margos,
Okay.
combined into condatomagos, which means market or field of the confluence.
Okay.
So
I did not know.
condom is a toponym. According to the Chronicle, as a result of this great deal of snow, well, concurrent with this great deal of snow falling, lepers were exterminated. They had to kill
Well,
all the lepers.
well, yeah. I mean, yeah, that just makes sense to me. So a lot of snow, God's mad at us. We slaughter a bunch of lepers.
Then there was another huge snowfall, and then came a
Right.
great rain.
Right. I
So
guess
he's
they didn't kill
writing,
enough
he's
lepers.
writing,
Sorry.
Monday,
Go ahead.
lots of snow fell. Tuesday, killed all the lepers.
Right.
Wednesday, more snow. Thursday, rain a lot.
Friday, look for some more lepers to kill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the one of the first indications we have about the leper scare in the early 1300s.
I like that
Uh,
leper scare. I like
the leper scare, yeah.
the League of
Now,
Lepers.
according to some of the other scholars, the lepers were burnt in almost all of France
Well, yeah,
because they had prepared poisons to kill the entire population.
that sounds that sounds right. That sounds right to me. That sounds plausible. That sounds right. Yeah, yeah. Well,
Now,
how
leprosy,
were they? Yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead. Yeah, we're gonna have fun with this.
how much do you know about leprosy, Ray?
Uh, I okay, and in no particular order. The pictures, turn off. That's pretty
You
much it.
told
No,
me you
you.
had leper wood earlier, is what you said.
I accused you. Anyway, no, but I just learned that you can live with someone with leprosy and not catch it. It's pretty much the liquid or the mucus or whatever from the nose. If it gets inside your body, you have a chance. But even I've read one thing that said even 95% of the people who come into contact with those who get that still will not develop the disease. So you have to want it, you have to earn it, but it is very hard to pass from one person to another, which I did not know.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, you have to
Um,
work for
yeah, you have to really, really want it.
it. You have to get in there.
Do
Go
you ever
ahead.
read? Did you ever read the Chronicles of Thomas Covenant by Stephen R. Donaldson?
No, no.
You
Tell me
probably
more.
watched the YouTube. Um, it was a series of high fantasy novels, 10 in the
I'm
series
in.
that came out in the late 70s and I think finished in 2013. I think I probably read the first 6 that were published between 77 and 83. I got
Right.
into them in the early to mid 80s when I was
Mm,
12, 13. I read the whole thing.
right.
Um, big series. And in fact, when I started rereading about leprosy, I got a copy of the first one, Lord Fowle's Bane, and started to reread it. Got bored pretty quickly, so
Right.
stopped. But it's basically, I guess, my first real introduction to the trials of being a leper. It's about a guy, Thomas Covenant, who has leprosy. He's a writer in the UK,
Right.
I think, has a wife and a kid.
Mhm.
had some early success, um, and then he gets leprosy,
Oh,
and
wow.
his wife leaves him, takes his kid. Everyone in
That
his
sounds
village where he lives sort of treats him
shun?
as, yeah, he shuns him, and
Yeah.
he's angry and bitter at the world. And then something happens to him. I can't remember. I think he falls down and hurts himself and wakes up in a in Narnia, and where he is like the hero,
Sure.
but still angry and bitter at the world, even though in this other alternate world he's sort of the hero, and he thinks he's a dream. He thinks it's a dream. He thinks he's in a coma and he's dreaming the
Right.
whole thing. So he just sort of rapes women and does whatever the fuck he wants because there's nothing matters.
Wow. Wow.
Um, and then he wakes up again and goes, "Oh shit, maybe that was real." And he has, I don't know. Anyway,
Right.
leprosy, as you say, not as infectious as one might think based on, I guess, the popular impression that you get from movies and films and books. It's
Right.
also known as Hansen's disease. It's a long-term infection of bacteria, Mycobacterium leprae or Mycobacterium lepromatosis,
Mhm.
leads to damage to the nerves, respiratory tract, skin, and eyes. And the
Yeah.
nerve damage may result in the loss of nociception, which can lead to the loss of parts of a person's extremities from repeated injuries or infection through unnoticed wounds. Uh,
Yeah, I saw some guys were missing things from their face. So yeah, pretty intense if you get it, but again, challenging to get it.
Nociception is the body's ability or the nervous system's ability to detect
Mhm.
pain. So when you body experiences some sort of damage, you get a pain signal. When the nerves die, you don't get that pain, and so you
Oh,
can get, injured. You don't notice you're injured. It gets infected. There's
I'm
already
invincible.
nerve damage, and it just gets worse and worse and worse.
Right.
But yes, it has low pathogenicity. 95% of people who contract or who are exposed do not develop the disease.
Right. Now, in fairness, we know this today because we both have Wikipedia. However, in the 1300s, I don't think Wikipedia was yet around, so they probably didn't. They weren't as smart as us. They didn't know this, and so they're gonna
I like
just a
how you
little.
said
They're just gonna
us. You threw
overreact
yourself
us.
into that. Really, you
Well,
threw yourself into
I was feeling generous. Hey, if I don't have leprosy, I'm a part of the other group. But the point is, so the rest of what we're going to say for this episode, the next episode, you're going to go, damn, because it's a little bit of an overreaction. But uh, they have a purpose for what they're doing. Go ahead.
These days, leprosy is curable with a multi drug therapy
Or prayer. Don't forget. Don't, no, sorry, sorry.
or by burning people alive in their houses.
It
Uh,
cures it.
yeah,
That's a fact. Yeah.
make America
So
great again. Burn a leper today. People with leprosy can live with their families, attend school and work. In the 1980s, there were 5.2 million cases globally, but by 2020, this had decreased to fewer than 200,000 because
thank
they all died of
Christ.
COVID.
Or
Uh,
burned. Either way.
Most new cases occur in one of 14 countries, with India accounting for more than half of all new cases. In the
Damn,
20
they should
years from
work on that.
1994 to 2014, 16 million people worldwide were cured of leprosy.
Cool. Good.
But it's been around for
S-
thousands of years, and as we will see, 1321 was not a good year to be a leper in Europe. So,
I mean, it's never good to be a leper, but that was a really bad
on a
year.
scale
Let's
of when it's good and not good to be a leper,
1321,
1321
pretty bad.
was on the far end of the pretty bad to be a leper.
Especially if you're in France. Sorry.
Yeah.
Continue.
Someone else writing from the monastery of St. Catherine de Monte Rotomaggi writes, in the entire kingdom of France, the lepers were imprisoned and condemned by the Pope. Many
Damn.
were sent to the stake. The survivors were confined to their dwellings. Some confessed that they had conspired to kill all the healthy Christians,
Sure.
nobles or not nobles, to obtain power over the entire world.
Right. Could we just break that down? I'm a leper, you're a leper, we got a group of lepers. You know what? You know what I see in our future? World domination. No, hear me out. Hear me out. Let me finish. Let me bring out the
What do
chalkboard
you,
of the power presentation.
hey, what do you think? Like, if you attend the secret meeting of the lepers, you,
Wait,
you, you have a secret knock.
right, right.
They
Which,
go,
yeah,
open the door.
right,
Yes. Here for the leper meeting, secret leper meeting about taking over the world.
right,
How do
yeah.
we know you are a leper? Well,
What? Yeah,
I don't have a nose. All
right.
right. Come on in.
Yeah, no.
You could be
Oh, I
Michael
should,
Jackson. No,
yeah,
no,
I
come
should
on
have
in. That's
spotted
all right.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was going to give you the secret handshake, but I don't
You
have
don't
the
have any
hand. So come
fingers.
on in. Come on in. No nose, Carl. Come on in.
No
Come on in.
nose, Carl. Oh, we're
Weren't
gonna have
you the
enough.
guy?
Carl's got enough jobs burning the lepers, and he's a
The
leper too.
the
What? Or is
irony.
this the other
The
Carl?
those yeah, that's his
A
cousin Carl.
firebug Carl from the
Who
Caesar
burned down
show.
the Temple of Rome. I mean Temple of
This is
Jerusalem. Sorry,
yeah.
we should focus.
This
Sorry.
is no nose Carl.
Right.
You need new names for characters on our shows.
Sorry. Oh, I've got one for later, but go ahead. I got one. Yeah. So supposedly they are in a conspiracy to get rid of all the healthy Christians, noble and not. So I guess it pretty much means everybody, and they're going to take over the world. Watch out for the lepers.
There was a Dominican inquisitor, Bernard Gui, who said
Right.
that the lepers who were diseased of body and soul
Mm-hmm.
had strewn,
Right.
don't get to use that word enough, strewn
Right.
poisonous powders in the fountains, wells, and rivers so as to transmit leprosy to the healthy and cause them to fall ill or die because they wanted to gain power over the
Yes.
towns and the countryside.
Would kill you all. Yeah.
Yeah. So they were imprisoned, some under torture.
Yeah.
And I mean, when you're torturing a leper,
right.
like, it's a good day to be a torturer because, normally
They give up so easy.
when you go to torture schools, which are
Right.
mostly these days run by the CIA, and
It's a
you
12-week
learn
course. Right.
you learn the
Sorry.
art of extracting confessions from people with torture.
Right.
You're like, okay, now to pull out a thumbnail,
yes.
you need these
Write this
particular
down.
tools. The thumbnail will be attached fairly firmly, and it will hurt when it comes out. When you do that to a leper, the thumbnail, the whole thumb just comes off
Right.
as soon as you pull it.
So, have you started? Right.
And
right.
yeah, the victim goes, didn't feel anything. It's really hard.
It's frustrating. It's
Frustrating. You gotta.
I went to a
spare a
12-week
thought.
course. Yeah. Yeah.
How do you
Take the-
torture someone with no nerve endings in their extremities?
Oh, I hate my job. I normally love my job,
Ah,
but today I saw that leper walk in. I went,
Torturer goes
"Fuck
home to his
me."
wife at the end of the day. Hello, honey. How are you? Oh, you wouldn't believe the fucking day I
lepers.
had today.
Fuck.
I
I'm so
love
angry
my
right now.
job. I love to cause pain, but some days I tell you, darling,
It's
it's
just not
very
worth it.
hard. I tried my very best. I did
Yeah,
to cause
I did it
pain to
all.
these people, but they
Yeah.
would not. They would
Could
not
not.
scream. They would not holler. Oh, I'm so
wouldn't
sorry, dear. A
give
day
me the
without screaming
satisfaction.
and hollering.
Yeah.
It's so horrible for you. I know.
But we have to. But
Come over
because
here
we
and let me strangle you for a while.
Yeah, just for a little. Give me 30 seconds. Just give me 30 seconds. I'll get it out of my system. I promise. No, but you and I have been doing this enough to know that if you do torture someone, even if they have trouble feeling pain, they will confess to anything. So, do you have a worldwide conspiracy to get rid of all the Christians in Europe? Yes. Aha. I knew it. I mean, it took 4 fingers, but I knew it. I mean, of course they're going to confess.
So the lepers under torture, however that was managed in the end,
Right.
said that they'd spent 2 years as part of a conspiracy to kill the Christians and take over the lands.
Yeah.
But God always on the lookout for lepers,
The righteous.
allowed the Christians to discover the plot, and the guilty were burned.
Right.
This is again according to the Dominican Inquisitor Bernard Gui. He got his nickname from
From right in on Rise where he went, wee!
emissions.
Oh,
This
sorry. No.
Gooey.
Gooey. Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In some parts of France, they didn't even wait for a trial. They
Oh,
just
yeah. Where's the matches?
locked the lepers up in their houses with their families
Oh, yeah. Well, you got
and
to.
called Carl.
Yeah.
And
Let Carl go. Let
brought in
Carl
Carl.
do what Carl does best. Just
Yeah.
let him go. He'll figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't. Yeah. Just call Carl. Do I have
Oh.
any? You don't need to give Carl instructions. Just
Right, no.
call Carl.
He'll
Carl will Carl.
Just point at the house. Trust me.
Carl, go.
Get.
Mongo.
He'll figure it out. Yeah. So they're burning entire. I don't know the word. I don't know what a flock of lepers are. Communities. So a lot of people died because of this conspiracy, which was proved by confession. I might add.
After some time of burning lepers, some people started to go, you know what? Maybe burning them alive is a bit harsh.
Yeah, a bit.
Maybe we should just lock them up in buildings for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
So they were put into special buildings where they weren't allowed to come out, and they were segregated, but men and women, men in one, women in the other, so they couldn't procreate and have little leper babies.
Sir? I think you mean leprechauns. If two lepers have a baby, isn't that a leper? You know, I'll have to go check the science on that one. I'll get back to you. Sorry. Oh, I need to grow up.
A leprechaun. I never made that connection before. See, this is why I work with you, despite everything.
Despite so much. Anyway. Sorry.
Oh, Carl.
We're laughing and we're learning.
Now, the extermination and the confinement of the lepers had been authorized by the King of France, Philip V, Philly V,
Yeah.
in an edict he issued on the 21st of June, 1321, aka Philip the Tall. There's a nickname you'll never get. Now, oh my God.
Right. Oh, here we go.
I went down a rabbit hole. This is why Sifu thinks I move like a rabbit, because I just go down rabbit holes. I've been down so many rabbit holes, I apparently move like a rabbit.
You're manifesting. Yes.
About the French royalty in this period.
Tell me more.
Oh my God.
Do they have some issues?
My son Taylor has been watching Game of Thrones. He's like getting towards the end of it, and he's ringing me every day and going, "Oh my God, I just watched this fucking episode. These storylines are great." I sent him a link to this story last night. I go, "You think Game of Thrones is fucked up?
Check this out.
Read this." So Philip V was the second son of King Philip IV of France, aka Philip the Fair. So called because he was good looking. Again, there's a nickname you're never going to get.
Ouch.
Philip IV of France owed a lot of money. He'd been fighting a war against England. Owed a lot of money to the Knights Templar. We've talked about the Knights Templars before. They were the bankers, I guess, effectively. Them and the Jews were the bankers of Christianity in Europe at the time. They were the guys that invented basically promissory notes. You could deposit your money with the Knights Templar in City A, and then you could go to City B and say, "See, I have credit with the Knights," and they'd go, "All right, that's good.
Here's your money." Yeah.
They started off, as I recall, as basically bodyguards for people that were traveling, because there was a lot of bandits.
Yes.
Smokey. Burt Reynolds
there was Smokey,
and Sally Field were riding around stealing money from Christian travelers, and
the worst. And then jumping a bridge, or that's a different story. Don't worry.
There was a white racist sheriff that was like, "That Smokey and his legal liquor."
When I get home, the first thing I'm gonna do is punch your mama in the mouth. Sorry. So I fucking love that movie. Sorry. I digress.
I just watched Blazing Saddles over the weekend.
Oh, good for
I would
you.
like to welcome our new nigger.
And there would be a noise every time they said the N-word, it would block it out.
No,
What?
it didn't. Not in
Oh, it
this
didn't?
country.
Oh,
No.
what am I thinking?
Maybe in your country they censored it. In
Oh,
this
so
country they didn't censor it.
okay. Well, you didn't have a civil war over the issue, so that makes sense.
Mm.
Go ahead.
Did I tell you about the Mel Brooks documentary that's on HBO?
Yeah. I'm
Yeah, yeah.
looking forward to seeing that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really great. Um so,
Where were we?
Knights Templar. So he owed a lot of money to the Knights Templar, King Philip
Right.
IV. So he was trying to figure out what to do about that because he didn't have any money. He's like, on one hand, I could pay back the debt. On the other hand, I could just wipe out the Knights Templar. Debt,
Which one's
Knights
cheaper?
Templar,
Yeah.
Knights.
Eh,
Yeah. So he killed all of the Knights Templar and shut down the order, accused them of being in league
wow.
with the devil.
That'll do it. That'll
I
do
mean,
it.
that's not a bad strategy. If you
Yeah,
ever
you
owe
borrow a
somebody
bunch of money,
just say,
right?
what'd you say? Oh, you're in league with the devil. Sorry, I have to kill you.
Order 66. Kill
God
'em
told
all.
me so. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. Not
And
bad.
he also expelled the Jews because they were like, you owe us money. What? Did you what?
What?
Sorry, what? Get the
Get
fuck out of my
the
country.
out.
Yeah.
Exactly. How
And I'll
dare
take
you?
your shit and use it to pay my bills.
Exactly.
So when he died in 1314, his eldest son, Louis X, took the throne.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a whole story here. So Louis X's first wife, Margaret,
Right.
had tripped over and died by being strangled. She was
Whoops. Sorry. Go
sorry,
ahead.
officers. She fell over and strangled herself to death.
Happens a lot in the royal families.
She was implicated in the Tour de Nesle affair.
What's that?
It was a tower in France, Tour Tower,
Right.
the Tower of Nesle or Nestle, Nesle, but I think it's pronounced Nel in French. The Tour de Nesle. It was a scandal amongst the French royal family in 1314, during which the king's three daughters-in-law, Margaret, Blanche, and Joan,
I like where this is going.
went on to make the Golden Girls. But before they made the Golden Girls, they were
That's what I was thinking.
they were accused of adultery
Oh.
by
Right.
King Philip's daughter, Isabella, who at the
Right.
time was the Queen of England. So she accused her three sisters-in-law. So Philip IV had a daughter and three sons. The daughter was married to the King of England as a result of his war with
Right.
England. His three sons were married to three princesses from Germanic kingdoms, and Burgundy and places like that.
As you do.
As you do. You've been promising me as long as I've known you that you were going to marry one of your hot daughters to me to secure our
Right.
kingdoms.
Yeah.
Join them,
Yeah.
bind
Yeah.
them together.
I remember that.
I
Yeah.
said I'm already married. You said,
It's
she's from Utah. She'll get it. She'll understand. Don't worry about it.
she'll help. She'll help. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. She's in on it.
She'll help break her in.
It's-
As long as it's
these
not
are Cam's
Sophie.
right.
As long as it's not
right, no.
Sophie.
Hey, I don't blame you, buddy. I'm still scared. I'm even more
'Cause,
afraid of her
I want to be
today.
able to sleep at night.
Yeah,
I don't
don't
want to be
close your eyes.
sleeping with one eye open and a knife under my pillow.
Right. Don't ever turn your back on Sophie. That's a motto around here. But
One of
go
your
ahead.
hot daughters, not
Okay.
too scary. Yeah.
Right. Right.
So the story is the three sons of this king were all dickheads, and the three daughters-in-law were like, you know what? Let's take lovers and we'll take them to this tower and we'll just have like orgies with them.
I love tower orgies. Love
Yeah.
them. Love
Yeah.
tower orgies.
And Isabella found out, it's a long story,
Oof.
she gave them all purses and then she saw some Norman knights carrying the purses and went, hey, hold on a second, where'd you get those fancy purses from? Told her
Right.
father, the father got someone to spy on them and found out they were banging these Norman knights in the tower.
Damn.
the Norman knights were tortured, castrated, and then drawn and quartered.
Damn.
Uh,
Can we just skip
yeah.
to the last part? Sorry, go ahead.
Well, look,
Sorry.
the torturer had been having a hard day with the lepers. Well, that came later.
He's,
He had to have some fun.
he said, "Look, I'm going to draw no pun intended. I'm going to draw this out. I just really had a week, and I need this. Thank you, sire.
I need to hear a real scream.
A
I keep thinking
sincere,
those lepers are
sincere
faking the screaming because
yeah.
I just
Do,
I'm not feeling it.
do you know what it's like to have a just jab a leper, and he looks at you and he goes, "Oh no, that hurt. Fuck you, buddy. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I
That's
need
where
this
the
kid."
story of Brer Rabbit came from. Oh no, don't throw me into the briar patch, Brer Fox.
Ooh,
Yeah.
6, 7. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
6, 7.
My daughters, if
Uh-huh.
they brought that back in this house, I apologize.
Uh,
It's flipped out. Anyway,
um, but the story that historians seem to believe is that the affairs were real, but
right.
Isabella dobbed her sisters-in-law in because she had a son, and when he grew up, he was going to be the king of England, but she also wanted him to be the king of France.
Ah, right.
And if her brothers' wives had sons, then
They're
being
in
a
line.
girl, her son would fall down the line of succession. So if she
Right.
can kill all of her
Discredit.
brothers' wives or discredit and then have them killed,
Damn. Damn.
it would be, it would improve the chances of her son one day ruling France as well as England.
Right.
So anyway, the father has them all imprisoned for life, the daughters-in-law. Then
Mhm.
they all accidentally tripped and hung themselves or strangled themselves.
Right.
He dies,
Right.
and his eldest son, Louis, becomes Louis the Tenth.
Right.
His wife Margaret, who was in prison, fell and strangled herself. So he immediately was remarried to Clementia of Hungary, uh,
Mm.
and then he dies.
Oh.
A year later in 1316, aged 26. Now, his nickname was Louis the Quarrelsome or the Quarreler.
Right.
Bit of a bit of a dickhead, bit of
Yeah,
a
short
cunt,
temper.
this guy.
Yeah.
But a
Yeah.
big fan of playing tennis. Loved tennis, but didn't love
Oh,
playing
that's
tennis outside. It's bad for his complexion.
right. So
Um,
he built
so
a
he built
ballroom.
an
No.
indoor tennis court. He was the first
Fancy.
person to build an indoor tennis court. He was playing tennis. By the way, he's also the first recorded person in history to play tennis because
Nice.
he's a king and he loved
Right.
tennis. And then he was playing tennis one day in 1316. What, you know, worked up a bit of a sweat, left the
Yeah.
court, drank some chilled wine, dropped down dead.
God. He didn't have Gatorade? He went right for the wine?
No, he
No?
had Isabellarade.
Okay. Yeah. She added a little something, something.
Chances are his sister added a little something, something to his wine or had someone
Wow.
do it. He died. When he died,
Right.
his second wife was 5 months pregnant. He has
Ooh,
two younger brothers. The middle one is declared regent until the child is born. If the child is a son, the child will become king. Line of
makes sense.
succession goes through the eldest brother.
Right.
Um, so 4 months later, child is born. Child is a boy. He is
Yay.
declared king.
Yay.
John the
Right.
First of France.
Strong name.
John the First is holds a number of records. He is the first person, and maybe the only person I think in French history to be born a king.
Right.
He is also the youngest person to become king in
Nice.
French history,
Check.
and also holds the record for being king for his entire life.
That's impressive. Good for him. How?
Not so impressive when you add the fourth record, which is the shortest period
Why
of
do you
being a king,
why
which
do you do
was
this?
4 days.
Right. Right.
Because he died when he was 4 days old.
Wow.
One guess who they think killed him?
uncle or I don't, what would Philip be to him? Or was it
His
a sister?
uncle, but it was probably Isabella. Rumors at the time were that she killed him by piercing his heart with a pin,
That'll do it, especially if you're a baby. I think you'll, yeah, you
or
know.
Steve Irwin. So
Ouch.
he
He would enjoy
dies,
that joke. Yeah. He's the
and
baby dead.
his brother, his uncle Philip the Tall,
Right. Right.
becomes Philip the Fourth. Now, child mortality rates were very high in medieval Europe. He may have died by natural causes, but the rumor was that
Absolutely.
Isabella
Yeah.
killed him, and as we'll see,
Well, yeah.
probably good reason for that. So,
Cui bono.
Philip the Tall also dies young. His brother takes over. He dies young. Meanwhile, Isabella, who dobbed in her sisters-in-law for having affairs,
Right.
herself as having an affair back in England. She has a lover,
Right.
and her husband, the King of England, is gay and also loses the Battle of Bannockburn to Robert the Bruce. So she and her lover overthrow her husband,
Damn.
have him executed. She basically takes over England. Her son, who I think becomes Edward the second or third, then tries to claim the throne of France later on. They say, go fuck yourself.
In
And that
French.
leads to the 100 Years' War,
Gotcha.
of which he's alive for 50 of. But yeah, so
Oh, wow.
that's the
That's
story
amazing.
of the Capet kings.
Yeah, who needs Game of Thrones? You can just do a
And this
show on
fucking
that.
Isabella chick, I'm like, how come I've never heard of this bitch before? She's like,
She don't play.
she do not play.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
she did
I think
not come to fuck spiders.
you'll find if you're willing to jab a pin into a 4-day-old baby, you're going to achieve some things. You're going to go places. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's
I
going to
should
be
have written about her in my psychopath epidemic book.
yeah. Hey, whatever it takes. Entitled
Yeah,
the volume 2, whatever it takes.
yeah.
Damn. Anyway, so
Anyway,
Philip
back to
V.
lepers. Back to
Yes.
lepers.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the king, who was Philip the Fourth, did I say? No, Philip the Fifth, the dad, had
Right.
authorized killing all the lepers.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Philip V, the uncle, is now king, and he authorizes it.
Yeah, Philip the Fifth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
where
lived.
did he?
I don't want to give anything away, but he lived from 1291 to 1322.
Yeah.
So he is not long for this world.
So anyway, the lepers, they said, had tried to kill people by poisoning the water.
Damn right.
Those who refused to confess were subjected to torture. Those who did confess were burnt at the stake. Women were to be burnt unless pregnant,
That's fair. That's fair.
in which case they were to be kept segregated until the child was born. Then they were burnt.
Oh, for fuck's sake. All right. We can't burn you now because that would be cruel. We'll wait till you deliver and then we'll burn your ass. So good. Shake. Oh, you can't. You don't have a hand. Never mind. Okay. Sorry.
Anyone who went through torture and didn't confess was to be segregated in their place of origin, men and women separated.
Right.
And this is pregnant women, and then they would be killed after the child was born. Children under 14 would be segregated by sex. Those over 14 who confessed to the crime were to be burnt.
Right. So if Billy
And
just turned 15,
yeah, well, 14 in
okay.
one day. That's it.
Right.
You're dead.
Sorry.
You'd be burnt. And
I
since
got
they
some
had
good news and I got
committed
some
the
bad
crime
news.
of lèse-majesté,
Right.
crimes against the
This is-
state,
Yeah. This is serious.
all of their goods were to be confiscated.
Which was not the motivation. We cannot stress this enough. We don't care about your possessions, your money,
No.
but it's got to
The
go
fact
somewhere.
that we're broke has nothing to do with
completely-
this. No.
Completely irrelevant.
The fact Iran has oil has nothing
Nothing.
to do
Or
with the
Venezuela.
reason we're bombing them.
Nothing to see here, folks. Move
No,
along.
nothing at
Move
all to
along.
do with it.
Yeah. And here's another, as I'm preparing for these two shows, I'm like, was there a lot of money in leper colonies? And I don't know. Are they good investors? I don't know, but there seems to be some switching of possessions throughout these killings. But you'll see this pattern later.
Yeah.
Wow.
A year later, Philip V successor, Charles the Handsome, his
Good
little
name.
brother, yeah,
Right.
another nickname you'll never get, also agreed that the
Unnecessary.
lepers were to be confined. You're keeping a list? It's tall, fair, and handsome.
No, I got you to keep the list for me. I have to use
Well,
AI
I've got all
to
of those.
hide
Yeah.
out the tears. Anyway, we
Yeah.
should move along. We should move along.
Hey, do you know why Jesus was really popular with the ladies?
Tell me why.
Because they heard he was
Tell-
hung like this. I sent you that video, didn't I?
I know
I
I
think I
saw,
did. I sent you that video.
and
Yeah.
I literally saw it right before you sent it, and then I sent you a message. I was about
Oh,
to send you
really?
this because we've
Yeah,
synced
that's
up.
right.
We've
Yeah,
synced
yeah.
up. That's not good for anybody. But
Mm.
anyway, so the second
How do
king
you know
comes
you're
along
at a
and goes,
gay barbecue? All the
"Oh, I
sausages
don't know."
smell like shit.
Yeah, that's fair. So the
Uh,
second king comes along and he goes, "Yeah, you were right to separate and or kill all the lepers because clearly it's a crime against the state. It's a crime against the faith. It's a
what's a
crime
lesbian's
against
favorite kind of
God."
candy?
Licorice. No, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, licorice.
Oh, okay. Okay. I just threw in the word lick.
That was very good. You got it.
Thank you.
Yes.
I know my lesbianism. Go ahead. Go 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 ahead.
So all the lepers are to be confined. Now, this is the first time in the history of Europe that such a huge program of segregation of a minority was undertaken.
Wow.
This
Okay.
is kind of where we're going with this. So over the next couple of centuries, it's going to be applied to other minorities, the
Right.
mad, the poor, criminals, Jews,
Right.
and will lead into the witch trials. But the
Ah.
lepers led the
They
way.
got to they kicked it off, no pun intended. Or it
Before
was
all
done
of
in their
this
name.
went down in 1321, lepers
Right.
had lived in hospital-like institutions, which were usually run by religious orders.
Yeah,
They were
mercy.
largely open to the outside world. They were entered
Right.
voluntarily. You're like, "Oh, shit, my fingers are falling off. I probably
Right.
need to go somewhere where, yeah,
Right.
the
Yeah.
dog can't come up and start chewing on my
Yeah.
toes," that
Not that
kind
I'll
of stuff,
feel
and
it.
I don't
Yeah.
feel it, and then I wake up
Right.
one day and, "What are you eating?"
Fido.
"Oh, it's my
No.
foot.
No.
Fuck."
Give that back.
But from this point on, they were either burnt or locked up for life in enclosed places.
Damn.
So, this is, I think, where we're going to leave things for this episode. That is the introduction to conspiracy theories and locking up minorities. And we will continue the story of witches bitches in our next episode.